Hey guys, this is Spartacus here and welcome back to another video. I finally got myself my first set of diamond weapons within Call of Duty Vanguard, and that was on the shotgun class. And what's funny is that the reason why I actually decided to get diamond weapons first on the shotguns is because, for one, I can't really get diamond rocket launchers because the Panzerfaust is like literally impossible to actually shoot down spy planes with, but two, there's only 4 shotguns in order to get, I guess, gold, so that way you can acquire diamond, where if you compare it to like the assault rifles in the SMG class, those have a lot more variety, so there's a lot more weapons you have to get gold in order to earn diamond. But diamond shotguns is relatively easy because the shotguns in this game are extremely good, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware already, and I think they did a little bit of nerfs to these shotguns, like the gun-ho perk to the actual Gracie Auto. I know they nerfed a lot, but you know, the thing about the Gracie Auto now is it is complete dog shit. I am not kidding. The Gracie Auto is by far one of the worst weapons I have used in any Call of Duty game, and one of the reasons what made it really hard to use is that everybody was running around with the riot shield glitch, where when you would shoot at an enemy with the riot shield on their back, it basically would screw up the hit detection, and so you weren't actually dealing as much damage as you thought you would be on that enemy. And I believe that riot shield glitch is actually finally fixed now when it comes to the shotguns going up against those users, which is good. But I had to get it done before they actually updated the game, because Sledgehammer Games seems like they're being pretty slow on fixing a lot of these bugs, which I think is really unfortunate. But nonetheless, the shotguns are really good, minus the Gracie Auto, of course, and I was pleasantly surprised how good the double barrel shotgun is. I mean, you see people run around with it using dual wield or whatever, which it's fun going dual wield, but you are at that risk for only being able to kill people at close range. If you just stick with the single double barrel, then you can actually get some longer distances with it, which is exactly what I tried using most of the time, even though one of the camo challenges required you to use a dual wield. I think it was a sawed-off double barrel shotgun, if I'm not mistaken, but nonetheless, yeah, the shotguns were definitely a blast to use, minus the Gracie Auto. That, like, oh god, I don't even want to talk about that gun. It's just terrible. But I believe there was actually a camo challenge for the double barrel shotgun that required you to use like 3 certain attachments, and one of the attachments it wanted to use was like 12 gauge rounds, which didn't make any sense because I believe by default the gun actually uses 12 gauge rounds. But if you look at the different types of ammo that you could acquire on it, you know, it's not, I guess it's not ammo type, I guess it's the magazine that you can change out. You know, there is 16 gauge that you can trade it off with. I believe there's another one that I can't think on the top of my head what it is, but either way, the challenge was glitched and it's telling you to use some sort of attachment that doesn't actually exist, which we've seen with other weapons within Vanguard. And luckily I looked up a YouTube video and someone was able to explain to me that it's actually talking about this attachment, so rock this attachment instead, and sure enough, you'll be able to complete the challenge, and I was able to get gold on it, no problem. And what's funny is that my game getting diamond camo for these shotguns, the enemy player, someone on the enemy team actually called in a V2 rocket, which is my first time ever seeing a V2 rocket in Vanguard. But to be fair, you guys, I joined in that match extremely late, and so I didn't have any chance to kill that person going on a streak. I joined in late. I had no idea he was streaking up getting a V2 rocket, but it was cool to see that my first experience with a V2 rocket in Vanguard, even though that person wasn't actually on my team. But I guess if we're going to talk more about the shotguns, you know, we talked about the double barrel a little bit. I love using it as a single version rather than the dual wield version. The Gracie Auto is complete garbage. It's just like one of the worst guns I've ever used in Call of Duty. And then the combat shotgun is definitely the most reliable. Like, one meta strategy that you would see people use, especially on the Shipment 24/7 playlist, is people would just press spacebar and left click, like especially if they're mouse and keyboard users. Like, it was just so easy just to hip fire with that thing pretty much at any relatively decent range. You could easily get a one-hit kill by hip firing with it. It was just an absolute monster. You definitely don't see as much people do that anymore. Maybe it's because people are starting to get bored using the same guns over and over again. Wow, ain't that a big surprise? But yeah, the combat shotgun is just incredible, and it was so easy for me to get that gun gold. But then there's also the Einhorn revolving shotgun, which is a semi-automatic shotgun, but the reload speed is extremely slow, so you have to use sleight of hand in order to make that thing pretty reliable. But it is a decent gun, especially for a semi-auto shotgun, especially comparing it to the Gracie Auto. Yeah, it is extremely better than that gun. And even though you do have to reload one shell at a time, I think there might be an option to put a magazine in it, but most of the time you're probably just going to be reloading with one shell at a time. time, and it can take a little bit if you don't have the sleight of hand proficiency attached to it, or maybe it's a kit. I can't remember, you guys. There are so many attachments for each gun in this game. I cannot keep track of what's in what category, you know. I mean, so I'm pretty sure sleight of hand is in the proficiency category, but yeah, there's just so many different types of attachments in this game. I know some of them do repeat themselves, like the ammo types are repeated in pretty much every single category, but my goodness, you guys, I can't keep up with the amount of attachments in this game. I'm always changing around my class, trying to figure out what suits me best when using it. But yeah, shotguns, you know, pretty powerful here in Vanguard. No big surprise. Gracie Auto is a pain, and you don't see anybody talk about that gun for a reason. But you know, it was fun. You know, one big strategy when it comes to grinding gold camos in Call of Duty, and I kind of sound like a scumbag for saying this, but you have to use the best guns in the game first to get them gold, because if you think about it this way, what's going to happen is that when the game first came out, there's going to be guns that are completely broken, right? You want to get those guns gold as soon as possible because they're going to be the easiest to use. But then, of course, there's going to be weapons that aren't so good to use, like the Gracie Auto, for example, which, of course, I got done with, or maybe the Panzerfaust, which is, like, pretty much nearly impossible to shoot down spy planes with and get that weapon gold, which, by the way, that is the last rocket launcher I need to get gold. Well, I guess I need more ground streaks done with the MK11, but that's not the point. The point is that there are going to be some weapons that are just absolute garbage, and you want to wait until Sledgehammer Games or whatever development studio buffs those guns in the future, so that way they're more reliable and they're a lot easier to get gold, because what's going to happen over time, those like really bad guns are going to get better, but those really good guns are going to get nerfed, and usually the really good guns get nerfed relatively quickly. So those are the guns you always want to focus on first, and then focus on the bad weapons when they get patched, or at least when they get buffed anyway, to where they're actually reliable in a lot of different scenarios. And so that is a big tip to you guys when it comes to grinding gold camo here within Call of Duty Vanguard. And I'm not too sure if anybody has legitimately gotten atomic camo yet. I have not seen it yet. Obviously, we had that glitch in the game where everybody could get the camo, which was just really stupid on Sledgehammer Games parts, but they already fixed that now, which is good. So if you do see someone with atomic camo, there's a chance they did it legitimately, but I don't even know if it is possible, because there's some weapons that you can't earn camos on, like the STG or M1 Garand, even though the day of making this video, they actually did release a patch to where you can get those guns gold now, which is good to see. And I think the reason why you couldn't get them gold is because you probably used them in Warzone, or at least got them at max level in Warzone like I did, because I got the M1 Garand and the STG max level in Warzone before Vanguard came out, and so I think because of that integration or something, it like screwed up some of the camo challenges, and so it seems like that's fixed now, so now I can go ahead and get those guns gold. But yeah, that is really all I have to say, you guys. I don't want to talk too much longer, just letting you know I got diamond shotguns, so the grind to atomic camo still continues. Hopefully the Panzerfaust does get an update here soon, because that's really the last launcher I need to work on, and so that would be cool to get diamond launchers out of the way so I can focus on the pistols, and of course the combat knife, and then maybe even the combat shield at some point. I don't really want to use the riot shield, you guys. Oh, it's going to be a pain, and I don't think they fixed the camo challenges on that either, where you have to stun enemies. Instead, you have to stun yourself and get kills. Oh my goodness, you guys, there's so many problems. But anyway, that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, and of course subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty videos every single day. And also don't forget to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with me outside of YouTube, and I shall catch you guys later.